Welcome to Rob on Holiday. Today we're in Disneyland Paris looking at a modern classic attraction, Ratatouille. Welcome to Disneyland Paris in Depth, the series where we share the history and secrets behind your favourite Disneyland Paris attractions. In today's episode, we're delving into an attraction that was developed especially for Disneyland Paris, Ratatouille The Adventure. Ratatouille The Adventure was the first trackless ride to be added to Disneyland Paris in 2014. So, to learn about this ride we need to go all the way back to 1994 and the birth of the trackless ride system. The trackless ride system is exactly what it sounds like. It allows vehicles to move freely through a ride scene without having to remain on one set track rail. The technology works by using sensors in the base of each ride vehicle to detect where it is in a scene and a pre-programmed track for each vehicle in the sequence. A form of this technology was first used by Disney in 1994 for the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, where the haunted lifts exit from the shafts and onto the hotel floor. The first fully trackless Disney ride was Pooh's Honey Hunt, which opened in Tokyo Disneyland in 2000 and was a more advanced version of the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh attraction in the US parks. Trackless technology was also used in 2013 for Mystic Manor at Hong Kong Disneyland before finally coming to Paris the year later. As soon as I saw Ratatouille at the cinema in 2007, I was hoping that a ride would be developed for Disneyland Paris. The addition of Place de Remy in the Walt Disney Studios park was announced in 2013 and would include a brand new Disneyland Paris exclusive attraction, a table service restaurant and a souvenir shop. There was just one problem. While an attempt at a replica of famous world monuments actually works over in Epcot, thousands of miles away from the real thing, Imagineers could hardly try to replicate Parisian architecture when the real thing was accessible to guests just a 30-minute train ride away. So instead, Imagineers decided to replicate Remy's Paris, the version of the city seen through a cartoon lens. To achieve this effect, Imagineers enlisted Harley Jessup, one of the production designers who actually worked on the film Ratatouille. Jessup used a technique called crookedology to make a cartoon version of Paris which involves slightly altering the building design so that they contain no straight lines. It's easy to see this technique in action if you look at the chimneys in Place de Remy. As for the ride itself, Imagineers got to work reviewing scenes from the film to build a story for the attraction. They initially identified two core ideas. The first was to include the scene where Remy falls from the roof into Gusteau's restaurant, and the second involved having Remy make the guests food, which would eventually turn into the concept for Bistro Chez Remy, the table service restaurant next to the ride. It was decided that the attraction would combine 3D film screens with real-life sets, and that it would use LPS trackless technology, which works using sensors in the floor and a computer to tell the Ratmobiles where to go. Yes, that's right! You go through the attraction aboard your very own rat companion. And the reason these rats are so large is because the idea of the attraction is that you have been shrunk down to the size of a rat to see the world from Remy's perspective. This meant that all new film footage had to be created so that the other characters would be larger than life. And of course this also meant that giant sets had to be built. This is why the food items you see on the attraction are so big. The combination of all these technologies made Ratatouille The Adventure, or Ratatouille L'Adventure Totalement Touquet de Remy, one of the most technologically advanced attractions created by Disney at the time. The attraction and surrounding square opened to rave reviews on the 10th of July 2014. Ratatouille is one of my favourite films, so it's no surprise that this attraction instantly became one of my favourites at Disneyland Paris too. The attraction has not changed much since it opened in 2014, except for the removal of the 3D effect sometime in 2024. The ride was so popular that a replica opened in Epcot's France Pavilion at Walt Disney World in 2021 to mark the resort's 50th anniversary. So now that you know the history of Ratatouille The Adventure, I thought I'd end the video with some fun facts about the attraction. Ratatouille is one of the only rides in the entire resort that has the single rider option. So, if you don't mind being separated for your party for a 2 or 3 minute ride, then it's a really good option because it can save you a lot of queuing time. Now you can definitely tell it's Remy's land because there are little rats hidden everywhere. Well, kind of you have to twist your mind a little, but look at this. Here's the rat, here's its ear, and its snout, and its tail coming behind it. There's really nice ironwork here and the railings that surround some of the attraction. And look at these superb, the bollards here, little chef's hat on top. That's a really nice touch. And of course, the pièce de résistance of any Ratland is of course a rat fountain in the centre of things. Look at this. As you exit the attraction, pay attention to the tiles on the floor. Right when you exit, the tiles are large, but as you make your way towards the exit, they get smaller again, representing your transforming back to human size. The queue area is also full of nods to the Ratatouille film. The attraction is located on Rue Auguste Gusteau, a reference to Remy's favourite chef in the film. You'll also see a plaque for the health inspector, who eventually shuts down Gusteau's restaurant together with Skinner. And as you make your way through the outdoor queue, there are posters advertising Skinner's range of Gusteau frozen foods along the wall, as well as adverts for Anton Ego's newspaper column. So it's safe to say fans of the film won't be disappointed by this beautiful land. That's it for today's video. We hope that you enjoyed this journey through Ratatouille The Adventure and that you learned something new about Disneyland Paris. If you're planning a trip to Disneyland Paris, we have a complete guide to the resort available on the channel now. The link is in the description. If you have any questions about Disneyland Paris, please leave them in the comments below and we'll be more than happy to answer them. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and consider subscribing for more travel tips and tricks. Thanks for watching Rob on Holiday, and we'll see you next time.